Hello YouTube, it's Wendy, and today we are going to do a little tutorial on making some ostrich feather earrings. So let me show you what I've got. I have several colors of ostrich feathers here. Now I buy these from Moonlight Feather online, and I will place the link in the description box below. And they come in all different colors. This is, I believe this was called Ocean Green. This one was turquoise. I have in the past had this navy blue, but I only have this little teeny bit of it right now. They come in a burgundy color that is really pretty. Pink, I mean just about really any color you could want. So I have actually, and they come in these strips of either 6 inches, 1 yard, or 10 yards. So this is part of a 6-inch strip. It's got a ribbon at the top, it's sewn in, and you can cut it and just put it on whatever you want to do. So what I have done already is I have taken several pieces of the strip and cut them, and then I have folded them over, as you can see there, and glued them with E6000, so it gives me a double layer of the ostrich feathers because I like them to be kind of full. And I did them about, this is about an inch. Is it an inch? Maybe 3/4 of an inch. I don't even have anything to measure with. I don't know where my ruler went or my... Oh, here's my tape measure. Okay. Let me see how long this is, because I just based it basically on the size of my tops, like my caps and stuff. It's about an inch long. So that's how I do these. So, and then I do some smaller ones. Here's a smaller one. And this one's about a 1/2 inch, I'd say. And I do this because there are smaller things that you can put on these. I'm going to show you in just a minute. So, I have several colors here. This one I've taken the champagne color and white and mixed them together. This one up here, I have a black and gray that I've mixed together. And then I've got some mocha or chocolate brown color. This is white and gray mixed together. And these are like 6 inches long. They're very glamorous and like luxurious looking. You can trim them. You do not have to keep them 6 inches long, because I know some people are not going to want an earring that's that long. I love them that long. I think they're beautiful, but you can trim them to any length you want. The thing you want to do when you trim them is just don't trim them straight across, because that's going to look weird. You want to try to trim them at different levels so they lay like this, you know. Okay, so once you have glued yours, and I went ahead and did that because, like I said, I use E6000, and so I don't want to make you wait while that dries, and I don't really want to use hot glue. I like the E6000 better. So I have a bunch. Let me pick up the camera and I'll show you guys. I have a bunch out here that I've glued already. See, I'm getting ready. I've got several craft shows coming up, so I've got them all glued there. And you can use tons and tons of different things for the top. So I'm going to give you some examples. These pieces here are just some filigree. And what you would do is you would take it, you would glue it to the front of your little feather. If it has a loop already at the top, you can hang your ear hook through. If not, you're going to have to either make it a stud or glue something in between this and this, like an eye pin or something that would give it a loop. A lot of times I will take these and glue one on the front and one on the back like that, so it gives it a, you know, so the back doesn't look bad, and they turn out like this. And then you can glue like a crystal in the middle or whatever, but that's one idea, is using these little pieces of filigree, and I've got these in a couple different colors. Here's some gold ones that are a little bit bigger. Another idea is to use a button. I've done this before. You just cut the shank off of the button, and same thing. You would just glue the 2 pieces of the button, one on the front, of course, after you cut the shank off, and one on the back, and it makes a nice little cap for your feather. This is a flat bead, and these I think are really pretty and would make a pretty, like a stud earring. Or you could glue, like I said, a eye pin in there. But what I would do on this one is I would glue the button on, and then on the back here, I've got some flat, let me get them out, some flat rhinestone pieces that I got at Joann's, and I would either put one of those across the back, or I would glue some little, just something decorative to make it pretty on the back. But I think that is a really pretty top for one. Another thing you can do are use links. So in one of the ones we're going to do today, I'm using this link. I won't cut that off, that little loop on the bottom. I'll glue a little crystal in there or something. If I used a link like this one that's got the 3, this is like a chandelier earring finding, then I would cut these 2 off and just use the top one to hang it by. These are some little links that don't have anything. You would just glue one on the front and one on the back. You could put some rhinestones on them if you wanted to. So those are some ideas for things that you can use. Another thing that I do is I flatten out bead caps. Bead caps are really easy, certain bead caps, let me say, are really easy to flatten out. This is, I've taken 2 bead caps, flattened them out here, and glued a Rivoli in the middle, just glued it all together. And it makes a beautiful, little piece that you could put. I'm probably going to use this on one of these chocolate brown colored ones, if I can get it stuck together there, like this. And then I would glue like a rhinestone or something to the back, just so it is pretty. So those are some ideas of things you can use. And so let me see if I can, yeah, I can zoom in. I think I'm going to move the camera. I'm sorry, but let me move this camera because I can tell what I'm doing a lot better if it's in front of me, even though I have to reach around it. And it'll just be a lot easier that way for me to film. So let me get some of these guys out of the way. But these make the prettiest earrings. They're just fantastic. They're very luxurious and glamorous and just really pretty. So what we're going to start with today, let me zoom back out, there we go, are these black feathers. So like I said, I have taken these, I have folded them over, these are about 3/4 of an inch, I'd say, and glued them together. And so for this, let me give you a list of supplies, that would help, I guess. So for this project, if you want to do this, you're going to need obviously some ostrich feathers. You can use any feathers, I mean, you can use just feathers that you get at the craft store or whatever, but I like these just because they're so long and I just think they're beautiful. So you're going to need some feathers. You're going to need something to glue onto your feather to make it into an earring. So this is just a chandelier earring finding. I'm going to use this right here. You're going to need some, I'm going to be using some cabochons. This cabochon fits perfectly right here in the middle of this. And so what I will do, is I will cut that loop off and put the cab in there. Now you can leave it open. You don't have to put anything in the middle. You can dangle a bead from it. I mean, you can do pretty much anything you want. And you're going to need some ear hooks of your choice. And I've got some silver fish hooks here. All right, so let's get started. We may do a couple pair depending on the time. My camera is telling me I have 33 minutes of film left, and I'm already 8 minutes into it, so we're going to have to hurry. You're going to need some E6000 glue. You will need your pliers, your jump ring, flat nose, chain nose pliers, and a wire cutter or some sort of cutter if you're planning to cut off the little loop on your finding. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to take my cutter here, and I'm just going to cut this little loop off. It's kind of hard to do sometimes, but I mean, it comes off really easy, but getting it there, a little cutter in there is kind of difficult sometimes. I just don't want it on there because it would show from the back, and I don't know, I don't want it in there. Actually, I may put a cabochon on the back too, so I don't know, we'll see. You know how I do, I just experiment and see what happens. I have a general plan, and then from there it's hard to tell what's going to happen. I actually was trying to film this video a few minutes ago, but we noticed yesterday that outside by our water meter thingy, there's water bubbling up out of the ground, and we were like, oh, that can't be good. So we called and left a message last night, and nobody did anything, like called us back or anything. So this morning Chris called, and they're sending a technician out, and they're like, we're going to turn your water off. So yeah, we filled up like 2 bathtubs full of water, and I made 2 pots of coffee, and, you know, important things. You got to have your coffee. So it looks like we're going to get our water shut off, and hopefully it'll be an easy fix, but they didn't know if it was going to be on us to pay for it, or if it was going to be on the city, or what. So I'm like, oh, lovely. But anyway, so I finally got back to filming my video after I ran and threw some things in the washer, filled up bathtubs, and all that. Okay, so take your E6000 and just apply a generous amount. And I'm probably going to use E6000 and a little hot glue today just for the purposes of this video, so it will dry and you can see. Did I turn my glue? No, I didn't turn my glue gun on, so now I'm not going to be using hot glue. Okay, so just stick you want to stick it on to where it's in a way that kind of covers the sides. You don't want the ribbon hanging out the sides, and you can actually trim the ribbon if you need to. So let's let that one dry for a minute. Go ahead and do the other one. And I'm pretty liberal with the E6000 on something like this, just because I really want to make sure it's going to hold. You don't want it to fall apart on somebody. That would be terrible. Okay, so let's let those lay there and just do their thing for a minute and get hard, and then we will come back to them. Okay, so for the second one here, I've got a turquoise, or no, these were the ocean. I think these were called ocean green. And I've got these little links, which Shirley from Budget Bead Box sent to me, and I'm going to cut the top link off of one of them because I'm going to double them up. So you just want to trim that off. Come on, little, there we go. All right, and then I'm going to glue one to the front and one to the back. So let's do this on the front and get a little bit for the back. Now the reason I'm gluing both the front and the back at the same time is because I want to match them up. The one on the back I will not have the loop on. Whoops, and of course I'm getting the E6000 all over me. You may want to have a napkin ready. And the one on the front I am going to leave the loop on. Okay, so this is a little messy, but you just press it together. You make sure they are exactly parallel. You want them exactly parallel in there. And then I'm just going to set these aside to dry. I'm going to set them up on here, the plastic thing, so I don't get glue all over my bead mat. And we'll go ahead and do the other one really quickly. Little E6000 on there. I am not as liberal with the E6000 when I'm gluing crystals, like at work and stuff, because you have to be really, you don't want to get this on the crystals where they look cloudy and they don't look pretty. But with this, like I said, I want it to really, and this one kind of came apart a little, so I'm going to put a little in the middle. I want it to really stick together, so, oh shoot, I forgot to cut the, you lay that down, oh crap, okay. Bloopers. Don't you love the bloopers? Okay, let's cut this off. This little loop on the front of this one. The only reason I'm doing that is you really don't need 2 loops for your ear wire to hang through. I guess you could put it through both of them, but I don't really see the point in that. Okay, so there we have one on the front. Let's line this one up with that one. You want to try to line them up pretty perfectly. I mean, you want them to definitely be parallel, and let's lay that up there to dry for a minute. Once these dry for just a couple of minutes, then I can work with them again. So, and then the last one that we're doing is one of the smaller topped ones, and I have flattened out some bead caps here, and I'm going to glue the bead caps together just like this to make a little flower shape, and then I'm going to glue a crystal in the middle. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just kind of showing you guys like some ideas of what you can do to make tops for these. So there is one. And with this bead cap, this little thing that I'm doing here, I want to make sure that there is a loop at the top. So whatever I'm going to make be the top on this, I want to make sure one of these loops is at the top so that they will be able to hang. And again, I'm just going to set things up out of the way off the bead mat. So these are some ideas of things that you can actually glue together. And again, these are just flattened out bead caps. It's so easy. You just take them and smush them flat on the table, and then you can put them together like this and make a really cute little flower. So let me set these up here and let them dry. And we're going to go back to our black ones real quick. Alright, so now this has had a chance. It's not totally dry, obviously, but it's had a chance to do a little bit of something. So I'm going to get a little more glue, and I'm going to glue the cabochon right here in the middle. So I'm just going to put some glue around here. It doesn't take a lot, and my glue's getting kind of hard. Let me wipe off my toothpick and get some fresh glue here. Okay. So I'm just putting a little around the edges of the opening here. Okay, and I'm going to take my cabochon and just set it right in there. Now the good thing about this glue, and especially with this cabochon, I'll be able to clean that off around the edges later. So I'm just going to leave it. Now the back, I'm looking at the back of the earring, and I had thought I would take another cabochon and just glue it right here. And I may, but if I do that, it's going to kind of interfere with the ribbon. It's going to touch the ribbon right there. So I may take one of these and go across the back. Let me see how that would look on the front. I don't want it to show on the front. And it looks like it really wouldn't too bad. So I'm going to lay this down here. Take some E6000, put it across the top of the ribbon here, and I'm just going to glue this on. Now, this is just for looks on the back. I mean, it doesn't, you don't even have to do it really. I just like to because I just think it gives it a little more finished look, even though it's not, you know, I don't know, it's still not like the most beautiful thing on the back. It's really, it just gives it a little more finished look, and I like it. So I'm just going to make sure it's not really showing from the front, and then I'm going to lay that one down to dry. Okay, so let me pick my blue ones back up here, and like I said, the glue, it doesn't take long to set up. It's you know, you can manipulate it around for a little while, but it's a little harder it's a little set right now. So I'm going to take my little, and there's still some wet glue there, or wet enough, so I'm just going to glue the rhinestone right there. See that? And then I'm going to set it back up here to dry. So then we've got our white guys that we're gluing together our bead caps for. So the bead cap is fairly glued in place here. Sort of. It's kind of crooked. Why did it do that? Let me bend these a little bit. Maybe it's... yeah, let me grab the other one and see if it looks better. Yeah, this one's better. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bead cap, and I have a clear Swarovski crystal that I'm going to put right in the middle, I think. It'll stick. Okay, obviously I need to get some better glue, some more glue. And this is where you kind of have to be careful and not get the glue all over the crystal, because especially these clear crystals, if you get the glue on them, the front of them, the top, they look real cloudy. So let's not do that. Just turn it over, get my little sticky tool, stick it on there. The cat's scratching at the door, he wants out. Okay, so there is our little cap that we made for this one. And I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to Put a little glue on here. I'm going to place it just where I want it. And remember, you need to keep one of the loops at the top. So let's lay that face down to dry, and the crystal will dry as well while it's laying there. Sebastian, quit. He wants out. He's not very patient either. Okay, so then we have this one. So all you're going to do now, and these are still a little wet, so, you know, obviously I'm going to let them dry more. But you will take your ear hook, open it up, put your earring on. I can do this without everything coming apart because it is still pretty wet. But I kind of wanted to show you what it looks like when it's hanging. Okay. And there you have it. A beautiful, beautiful little ostrich feather earring. And like I said, you can trim these. Like this one right here is really, really long. It's just hanging down like super long. So I'll probably just trim it up a little, and maybe that one too. Just to where they're kind of with the other ones. I don't want it to be straight across, but there it is. So I'm going to let that one dry. Let's look at the blue one here. Now, what I will do, and I'm not going to do it right now, but after this dries, and I really should have done it first, is round these off a little bit. I'll just take my scissors and round those tops off. As long as you don't cut through the stitching on the bottom, you're in good shape. So I've got the front and the back here pretty lined up. That one's a little, looks like it's tipped a little. Let me see if I can scoot it up just a tad. And now it's going to tell me it's too dry. And I am going to put a crystal on the back as well. Whoops. Maybe I am. There we go. Okay. And then I will take my ear hook. I just really like the way the crystals just dress it up a little bit. I think they make them so pretty. Pretty already, but the crystals make them really cute. And I will close this up. Watch the front one fall off while I'm doing this. I couldn't hardly move the back one. It had set enough already, but watch the front one fall off while I'm putting the ear hook on it. Okay, and there's that one. And like I said, I will take the scissors. Well, maybe I'll do it right now if we can. And just kind of round. Yeah, it's, my scissors are not very sharp either. Okay, but see, just kind of round that off a little so that it's not quite as pointy. I really need a better pair of scissors, sharper pair of scissors in this situation. And I'll probably work on that a little bit more just to get it perfect, but I don't want to mess with it too much while I've got the glue that's not totally dry. So anyway, there's that one. They turn out really pretty. So there it is. And it's long. Yeah, I may trim it up just a bit, just to give it a, so it's not quite as crazy looking. It's got some pieces flying all over here, but I just think these are so pretty. I know that a lot of people don't like their earrings this long, but I think they're beautiful. Yeah. So there's a turquoise one. And then our white one, if we come back to it, it's looking pretty good. Now, on the back of this, I had these just plain bead caps. I think I'm going to glue one of those just to cover the back a little bit. These are just flattened out, but I didn't layer them like I did the other one. See, because this is thick. This little piece right here where I've doubled it over a couple of times, it's thick. And the bead cap kind of reaches, or it just naturally curves. So it kind of reaches around and covers the sides. Not totally, but a little bit, you know, to where it's just, it doesn't look as crazy. And I think I'm going to take a smaller crystal here. Here's a, well, I'll probably need a 20. Here's a 20. So I'm going to take a 20 flat back Swarovski and just put it right here on there. So see, just makes a nice finish, nice finished little backing. here's my loop that I will hang it from. And there's the front. And I think these turn out so, so cute. The front's a little crooked. Let me straighten it up so it'll hang straight. And you just finagle around with it a little bit. I mean, if it's, you know, while the glue's still wet, you can move these bead caps around a little and just get them where you want them. But yeah, so that will be, I'm not going to hang that one just yet because it's just not totally dry. But I'm just going to put it on goldfish hooks. You can put these on posts too. I just kind of like the way when you have them on a fish hook, they just have a lot of movement. I like it better. So that is how you make the ostrich feather earrings. And I think they turn out so pretty. Like I said, the Moonlight Feather is where I order the feathers from, and they have such beautiful, beautiful colors. I think it's like $4.95 for the 6-inch fringe, but a lot of times they have them on sale. So that's the reason, like, I got this ocean blue color. It was on sale for $2.95 for the 6-inch fringe. And a 6-inch fringe will make about, I don't know, I've got one pair here and this much left. So it'll make about 2 pairs of earrings. So, you know, that's not too bad. And then again, you can buy them, I think the 1 meter, or the 1 yard fringe is 10 something or 12 something. And the 10 yards is like 100 and something. But I did order the 1 yard in the black because I've used a lot of the black, and it was 12 something. But a lot of these colors, like I said, they will put them on sale for $2.95 for the 6-inch, and then I think that the 1 yard is like 10 something on sale. So they do put them on sale. That's why I ordered the blue, the ocean blue, and the turquoise, because they were marked down to $2.95, and I just thought they were really pretty and wanted to try the colors out, so I went ahead and ordered them. But yeah, and their shipping too is like so fast. I mean, my boss ordered some of these yesterday. She's doing a really fancy dress, and she's putting some ostrich feathers on the around the hem for fringe, and they shipped. I mean, she ordered them, and like a few minutes later she said, my Moonlight Feathers order just shipped. So, you know, it shipped out within probably an hour of her ordering it, so that I thought was really good. So anyway, these are the ostrich feather earrings. They're so much fun to make and play with, and they look stunning when you're finished. I mean, you hang these on an earring card and they just look absolutely stunning for, like, if you're doing craft shows or whatever. And they're very different. I've not seen at any craft show that I've ever been to have I seen ostrich feather earrings. So yeah, they're very unique and different and not real expensive to make. I mean, the ostrich feathers, if you don't get them on sale, they're a little pricey, but like I said, you can get 2 pairs of earrings out of a 6-inch strip. So really $4.95 for the 6-inch strip is not that bad, and if you can get them on sale for the $2.95, it's definitely worth it. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. Like and share and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow the channel up, and we're getting close to 700 subscribers, which I think is so exciting. So yeah, like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and I am going to go let this cat out because he acts like he's about to die to get out of this room. So I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.